Would you watch a movie that could kill you?
Antrum is not safe.
There's been movies in the past that have made this claim, such as The Ring or Cigarette Burns, but now there's the relatively new movie Antrum, which is claimed to be the deadliest film ever made. In today's episode of The Haunted World, I'll be telling you about the stories behind this movie,
Film festival programmers who are now dead,
the plot summary with obviously spoilers, and then I'll be telling you about the fact and the fiction behind it. The movie is in a documentary style,
Afraid because it's spooky.
starting with interviews telling you about the scary history that has followed Antrum.
Something could mess you up forever.
In the interview, some claims are made about the history of this footage, such as, in 1988, it's said that 56 people died while watching this movie in a theater in Budapest. Even more creepy is that it's said that this fire started spontaneously in different areas of the theater, which wouldn't be a normal occurrence. They'll go on to interview a number of interesting people, one including a film philosopher, Asen Gadjalov, and he says it is possible for art to physically change a human. It's then said that in 1983, Antrum was submitted to 7 film festivals, and it was rejected from all of them.
it was like the work of the devil.
However, several of the festival programmers died in mysterious circumstances. Jeanette Hilberg of the Jonas Park Festival died of a seizure 24 hours after watching this movie. Tom Stylem of the Colorado Film Festival was electrocuted. Joe Beringer of the La Llora Film Festival was stung by a venomous fish at the beach. Then, in San Francisco in November 1993, it said that an independent movie theater screened Antrum. 30 injuries were reported, and a pregnant woman was trampled to death after the crowd suddenly rioted. It was later revealed that a theater employee, Richard Semi, laced popcorn butter with LSD. The film was said to be lost following the San Francisco tragedy, but luckily the documentary's producers recovered that footage. In the time it was lost, examiners have noted that the film was manipulated because there's unrelated footage spliced into it. There's a few final things that interviewers talk about, such as sound technician Brock Fricker, and he discusses unique audio frequencies on the soundtrack designed to induce psychological reactions. Tabitha Tao Leung discusses occult summoning sigils found imposed over images. Theology professor Dr. Ivan Gaston specifically talks about the symbol for the demon Astaroth, which appears in Antrum 170 times. After these interviews, it shows the actual found footage, and that story is as follows. And in this movie, there is a plot. Nathan and his older sister Orly, they're with their mother at the beginning, going to put their dog down. The younger brother is upset by the dog being put down. Things start happening, nightmares, and Orly, wanting to comfort Nathan, brings him to a forest, to a location that supposedly Lucifer hit when he fell from heaven. They start digging, because Orly's plan is to dig the dog out of hell. As they're digging the hole, things start progressively getting weird. After the first layer in the first, they come across a man about to kill himself, and he runs away after. I'd recommend the movie if you want to hear all the details. I'm just going over some of the major points, but the biggest thing to note is it's a weird movie. It's creepy, and it definitely looks like it was filmed in the 1970s. Eventually, Nathan and Orly come across 2 men, Cassius and Hansi, and they're cooking the man that was about to commit suicide. While Orly wants to leave, Nathan insists that they cannot leave without the dog. So they stay in the forest. Eventually, Cassius and Hansi shoot the siblings and capture them. Enraged by them trying to kill her little brother, Orly shoots and kills those 2 men. Nathan runs and finds a dog who's injured and chained up in the forest, who he lets out. Orly starts running the forest frantically looking for her brother, hearing sounds all over, but eventually finds him carrying the dog. And that is the found footage piece. If you survived the whole thing while watching it, kudos to you. But let's get into the fact and the fiction of it. Unfortunately, there is no real-life evidence that any of the tragedies mentioned in the interview portion of the film actually happened. And that's because as far as online knows, they didn't. None of the deaths or tragedies happened. According to many online sources, the actual movie and the found footage wasn't even filmed in the 1970s. It was filmed in modern times and made to look like it was found footage. As far as all my research goes, this is what you would call a mockumentary, and there's similar ones like The Fourth Kind or The Blair Witch Project. It is fully fabricated, and they're using viral marketing saying it's the most deadly film to get people to watch it. If you've watched it already, it's fortunate that odds are on your side that you won't die unless it's unrelated to the movie. Well, it's a great idea to do, and it's a fun thing. It really is unique. Antrum is not actually the deadliest film ever made. Thank you very much for watching. If you did watch the movie already, maybe lock your doors just to be extra safe for a little while. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon, and remember, stay spooky, people.